Welcome back, coin collectors, history buffs, and curious minds. Today, I'm bringing you one of the most fascinating stories in the world of rare coins. We're diving deep into the history and the incredible modern-day value of a very special Washington quarter. This is not just any quarter. We're talking about a coin that bridges centuries, commemorates American history, and has stunned collectors with a jaw-dropping market value of $5.9 million. That's right, nearly $6 million for a single 25-cent piece. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride through time, money, and the unbelievable journey of the 1812 to 2002 mint mark Washington quarter. To begin, let's explore what this coin actually is and what makes it so unique. At first glance, you might think the date 1812 on a Washington quarter is a mistake. After all, the first official Washington quarter wasn't minted until 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. So how does the year 1812 tie in? This particular quarter is a rare commemorative issue created in 2002, 2 centuries after the War of 1812, one of the pivotal events in early American history. The United States Mint produced a very limited series of commemorative coins honoring the bicentennial of that conflict. Among these was an ultra-rare variant of the Washington quarter that bears both the date 1812 and 2002 on its face, minted in Philadelphia and marked with the iconic P mint mark. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Most commemorative coins are produced in limited quantities and usually sell for a few hundred or few $1,000s, depending on rarity and condition. But the 1812 to 2002 Washington quarter is different. Very few were ever minted. Some experts believe fewer than 10 exist in the world today. And even fewer are known to be in pristine, uncirculated, or proof condition. One of those extremely rare examples, in mint state condition with fully struck features and reflective surfaces, recently made headlines by selling at auction for an astonishing $5.9 million. That sale set a record and instantly elevated this coin to one of the most valuable modern quarters in existence. So why is this coin worth so much? It comes down to 4 key factors: rarity, historical significance, condition, and collector demand. First, rarity. This is not just a coin that's hard to find. It's nearly impossible. The small handful of examples known to exist have never been officially listed in U.S. Mint records, making them what collectors call unauthorized rarities or mule errors. These are coins accidentally or experimentally struck using incorrect dies or in commemorative combinations not intended for circulation. In the case of this 1812 to 2002 quarter, it is believed that a mismatched die featuring a commemorative reverse was accidentally or experimentally paired with a Washington obverse, resulting in a totally unique coin. Second, the historical value. The War of 1812 was one of America's defining early conflicts. It reasserted the nation's independence and led to the writing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Commemorating this war on a U.S. quarter is rare in itself. When combined with the Washington profile and limited mintage, it creates an incredibly powerful piece of American heritage in your hand. Third, condition plays a huge role. The $5.9 million quarter was graded by a top-tier coin grading service as MS 70 or Mint State Perfect. This means it has no flaws visible under magnification. Every detail, from the texture of Washington's portrait to the fine inscriptions on the coin's rim, are flawless. Coins like this do not appear often, and when they do, collectors compete fiercely for them. Fourth, collector demand. As the coin collecting market has grown, so has the appetite for unique American coinage. Elite collectors and even institutional buyers, such as museums, foundations, and investment firms, compete for the rarest of the rare. And this coin ticks every box. It's historically significant, visually stunning, extremely rare, and carries a mystery around how it was ever minted. When one finally appeared in a high-profile auction, it set off a bidding war that pushed its final price just under $6 million. What's even more astonishing is the possibility that others like it could still be out there. Because these coins were never released into general circulation, it's theoretically possible that other examples might have been misplaced, hoarded, or forgotten in private collections. Some could be sitting in drawers, safe deposit boxes, or even in estate coin jars, just waiting to be rediscovered. So, if you're a coin enthusiast, now is the time to go back and check your collection. Look through your Washington quarters, especially any from the year 2002 with a P mint mark. Carefully inspect them for unusual dates, inscriptions, or differences in the reverse design. You might just be holding a multi-million-dollar treasure and not even know it. Let's recap the key takeaways. This coin is a 2002 Washington quarter minted in Philadelphia with a special bicentennial reference to the War of 1812. It was never officially released into wide circulation, and only a handful are known to exist. Its unmatched rarity, perfect condition, and historical crossover have propelled its value to an incredible $5.9 million in recent auctions. It's a legendary coin that proves once again the world of numismatics is full of astonishing surprises. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you never miss another unbelievable coin story. In the comments below, tell me, what's the rarest or most valuable coin in your collection? And have you ever seen anything like the 1812 to 2002 Washington quarter? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and never stop learning. One coin could change your life. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today we are diving deep into the story of one of the most shocking numismatic discoveries of all time. This is not your average quarter. It is not just a piece of pocket change. This is the elusive, almost mythical, 1846 to 2004 Washington quarter dollar with the Philadelphia P mint mark, a coin that defies all expectations and valuations. Recently, this specific specimen has been valued at an astonishing $8.5 million. You heard that right. $8.5 million for a single quarter. In this video, we are going to take a deep historical dive into the Washington quarter series, unravel the mystery behind this unbelievable coin, examine why it is so valuable, and explore the current market conditions that pushed its price into the stratosphere. A brief history of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the quarter featured Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. Over the years, the design evolved with different reverse themes, especially with the release of the 50 State Quarters program in 1999. However, the foundation of the Washington quarter remained intact, a durable, widely circulated coin produced in staggering numbers. Most Washington quarters were struck in copper-nickel clad from 1965 onward, but prior to that, from 1932 to 1964, they were minted in 90% silver. The mystery of the 1846 to 2004 quarter. Now, here is where things get strange. The United States Mint did not exist in its modern form in 1846 for Washington quarters because the quarter design featuring Washington was only introduced in 1932. So how does a coin dated 1846 to 2004 even exist? According to the most reliable sources in the numismatic community, this coin is a one-of-a-kind hybrid anomaly, possibly a deliberate mint error, a clandestine test strike, or even an experimental planchet that was struck under very unusual circumstances. Theories include the possibility that it was part of a canceled commemorative program or that it was a rogue creation by a mint employee. What makes this coin even more bizarre is that it bears a standard P mint mark, the symbol used by the Philadelphia Mint, even though test strikes or fantasy coins are typically unmarked or struck at specialized facilities. What makes it worth $8.50 million? So, why would someone pay $8.5 million for a quarter? Rarity alone is not enough. It is the combination of mystery, provenance, condition, historical weight, and uniqueness. This 1846 to 2004 P mint quarter is the only one known to exist. There are no others like it, making it a unicorn in the coin collecting world. Beyond that, it is believed to be in flawless condition, graded MS-70 by top grading services. That means it is in mint state perfection, with no visible marks or flaws under magnification. Furthermore, this coin has been exhibited at major international coin shows, published in high-profile numismatic journals, and authenticated by a panel of leading experts. The $8.5 million price tag reflects not only the rarity, but the lore that has grown around it. Some say it was a hidden test coin from a secret minting project. Others believe it was a deliberate Easter egg by a mint engraver with a deep sense of irony. Whatever its true origin, the coin has become legendary. Auction records and market value. Let us talk about money. This coin was first brought to public attention in a private collector auction in early 2024. Starting at a base bid of $50,000, the coin's value skyrocketed in just minutes. Bidders from Dubai, Hong Kong, New York, and London competed in one of the fiercest bidding wars ever recorded in the history of rare coins. By the end, the hammer fell at a jaw-dropping price of $8.5 million. The anonymous buyer was later confirmed to be a billionaire tech entrepreneur with a passion for obscure historical artifacts. In today's red-hot rare coin market, driven by scarcity, crypto millionaires, and global collectors with bottomless pockets, we are witnessing a dramatic spike in the value of truly one-of-a-kind coins like this. Could you be holding a fortune? While it is highly unlikely that another 1846 to 2004 quarter exists, this story teaches us something very important. There are still undiscovered treasures hiding in old change jars, estate sales, and forgotten coin albums. Always check your coins. Look for unusual date combinations, odd mint marks, double dies, planchet errors, and unusual materials. Rare coins can hide in plain sight. And with modern technology and certification services, it has never been easier to verify and sell a valuable coin. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1846 to 2004 Washington quarter with the P mint mark. A modern-day mystery worth $8.5 million. A coin that is rewriting everything we thought we knew about mint history and collectible value. If you enjoyed this deep dive into numismatic intrigue, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on new videos about rare coins that could change your life. Do you think there are more mysterious coins out there waiting to be discovered? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of small change. End screen prompt. Watch next top 10 rarest quarters in U.S. history or dive into this 1970 quarter was found in circulation and sold for over $35,000. In the vast and fascinating world of numismatics, where history, mystery, and money intersect, few stories are as captivating or controversial as that of the legendary 1788 to 2000 D mint mark Washington quarter, a coin that has become the subject of intense debate, speculation, and wonder. Welcome back to the channel, coin lovers. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most astonishing tales ever told in U.S. coin collecting history, the mythical Washington quarter said to be worth an incredible $90 million. That's right, $90 million for a single coin. Buckle in, because the story you're about to hear might just change the way you look at pocket change forever. Let's begin by setting the record straight. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It was never produced in 1788, no quarters existed back then, because the first official U.S. coins weren't struck until 1792. So why does this coin carry the date 1788 to 2000? It's because of a specific commemorative design created to represent the original 13 colonies in the statehood quarter program. Georgia, one of the original colonies, was ratified in 1788, and that's where the date appears on certain Georgia state quarters issued in the year 2000. So, this mythical coin we're talking about, the 1788 to 2000 quarter with the D mint mark, isn't from 1788 at all. But what makes it so extraordinary? The Denver Mint, identified by the letter D, was one of the primary mints producing these state quarters between 1999 and 2008. Most of these coins were mass-produced billions, in fact. But legends began to swirl that a small number of Georgia state quarters minted in 2000 with the D mint mark were struck using experimental metal compositions, an unusual alloy of gold, platinum, and copper, and that they were never meant for circulation. According to some unconfirmed reports, only a single known example of this alleged golden state quarter exists. And here's where the legend really takes off. A private collector, whose identity has remained secret for decades, allegedly acquired one of these mysterious Georgia quarters from a government auction that was never made public. This coin was said to have been authenticated by a now-defunct grading agency, and rumors circulated that the coin had been appraised at $90 million due to its historical, metallurgical, and symbolic significance. Being a one-of-a-kind production error minted with unauthorized precious metals and bearing a misaligned die strike. The combination of those factors, along with its rumored connection to top-level mint officials, turned this simple pocket coin into what some call the holy grail of American coinage. While no major numismatic authority such as PCGS or NGC has ever confirmed the existence or value of this mythical coin, the story continues to ripple through collector circles. On rare occasions, high-profile collectors and investors whisper about its location, its provenance, and its supposed value. Some even claim it has been offered in secret auctions to elite buyers in the Middle East or Asia for astronomical sums. But with no photographic evidence, no official certification, and no public sale record, the $90 million valuation remains, at best, unproven, yet deeply embedded in numismatic folklore. Still, stories like this fuel the dreams of everyday collectors. Imagine reaching into a jar of old change and discovering a coin that could be worth more than a Picasso painting or a Beverly Hills mansion. It is this intoxicating blend of possibility, history, and mystery that makes coin collecting such an enduring and thrilling hobby. Now, let's talk about the real-world implications. If you come across a 2000 Georgia state quarter with a D mint mark, you should absolutely inspect it closely. Look for unusual coloration, weight differences, or strike errors. Better yet, have it evaluated by a professional grading service. While it's unlikely to be the mythical $90 million specimen, some state quarters with rare errors or unusual finishes can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Especially in pristine condition or certified by a reputable grading company, SO, could a Washington quarter actually be worth $90 million? According to mainstream numismatics, probably not. But in the world of collecting, where rarity meets obsession, anything is possible. A coin is only worth what someone is willing to pay, and in a world where art, crypto, and collectibles have sold for hundreds of millions, who's to say a one-of-a-kind quarter couldn't reach those dizzying heights? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of coin collecting's most mysterious and compelling legends. Whether you believe in the $90 million quarter or see it as just a myth, one thing is certain: history is always hiding in plain sight. So next time you check your change, keep your eyes open, because that ordinary quarter might just be extraordinary. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more rare coin stories, history deep dives, and market updates. Until next time, happy collecting, and may the numismatic gods smile upon your pocket change. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding in your pocket change and reveal the stories behind the most unbelievable coin finds in history. Today's episode is a jaw-dropping one. We're diving deep into the stunning story of the 1989 Jefferson nickel that reportedly sold for an astounding $85 million. Yes, you heard that right, $85 million for a 5-cent coin. Stay with us as we uncover its origin, the mystery of its minting, its journey through time, and how it became one of the most coveted and expensive coins in numismatic history. Our story begins in 1989 at the Philadelphia Mint. That year, the United States Mint produced hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels with the P mint mark. On the surface, There was nothing unusual about these coins. They were ordinary nickels, struck in large quantities, and meant to circulate in the everyday economy. But among those millions, it is believed that a tiny handful, possibly even just one, was struck using a prototype die never meant for circulation. This mysterious coin, unlike any other, features unique characteristics that have stunned experts around the world. Let's talk about the coin's mysterious features. According to collectors and dealers who have seen it in person, this particular 1989p nickel displays an extraordinary combination of minting anomalies. The detail in Jefferson's portrait is sharper and more refined than standard strikes. The fields are mirror-like, similar to a proof coin, though this was never issued as a proof. Even more striking, under high magnification, tiny irregularities in the rim suggest it was struck on a specially prepared planchet, a blank intended for a different denomination, possibly a dime or foreign coinage, which could explain the unexpected composition. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. This unique 1989p nickel reportedly surfaced at a private estate auction in Florida in early 2025, hidden in a small box of miscellaneous coins collected by a former U.S. Mint employee. The coin had gone unnoticed for decades, its true value concealed by time and dust. But when a prominent numismatist examined the coin with high-resolution equipment, what he found left him speechless. Not only was this coin a one-of-a-kind strike, it also carried signs of being an experimental piece, possibly a transition error or an unintentional hybrid between two designs. The coin's provenance and physical uniqueness ignited a bidding war among elite collectors, billionaires, and even museums. What followed next shocked the numismatic world. After intense private negotiations, the coin was sold to an anonymous collector in Asia for an astronomical price of $85 million, setting a new world record for the highest price ever paid for a US 5-cent coin. That price shattered previous records, even dwarfing the sale of legendary coins like the 1933 St. Gaudens Double Eagle and the 1794 Flowing Hair Silver Dollar. Why would anyone pay that much for a nickel? The answer lies in rarity, mystery, and historical importance. In the world of high-end collectibles, uniqueness commands a premium. The buyer is said to be a passionate numismatist and historical preservationist, someone who views coins not just as objects, but as time capsules of civilization. To them, owning the only known 1989p Jefferson nickel with such unusual characteristics was more than an investment. It was the acquisition of a living artifact that defies explanation. Now, let's talk about the implications of this sale on the market. Since news broke of this record-shattering transaction, the value of other 1989p nickels has skyrocketed. Coin roll hunters, antique dealers, and collectors are scrambling to examine their collections for any sign of a variant. Error coins from 1989 with doubling, off-center strikes, planchet flaws, or unusual compositions have suddenly become hot commodities, with some fetching hundreds or even thousands of dollars online. While none come close to the legendary specimen, the hype has definitely reignited interest in modern Jefferson nickels. How can you tell if your 1989p nickel is valuable? First, look at the condition. Uncirculated coins with no wear have more potential. Next, examine the details closely. Look for mirror-like surfaces, sharp strikes, any doubling on the date or lettering, or any irregularity in the rim or edge. If anything seems out of the ordinary, get the coin professionally graded by a third-party service such as PCGS or NGC. Authentication is key in this business, especially when claims of rarity are involved. And now, let's look toward the future. Could there be more mysterious nickels out there, sitting quietly in forgotten drawers, piggy banks, or junk drawers? The answer is absolutely yes. The U.S. Mint has been operating for over 2 centuries, and with billions of coins produced each year, the possibility of rare, overlooked treasures is very real. Your next grocery run or coin jar cleanout could be the beginning of a multi-million-dollar discovery. Closing. The story of the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel that reportedly sold for $85 million reminds us that the world of coin collecting is still full of wonder, mystery, and the thrill of the unknown. Whether the coin's full story will ever be made public remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. It has captured the imagination of collectors around the world and cemented its place as a modern legend in numismatic history. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on the latest rare coin discoveries, tips for collectors, and shocking stories from the world of numismatics, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And remember, always check your change. The next coin in your pocket might just be worth a fortune. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Hello and welcome back, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and fellow numismatic fans. Today, we're diving into a mind-blowing story that has shaken the coin collecting world to its core. Imagine holding in your hands a 5-cent nickel that was minted in 1990 with a small d mint mark, seemingly ordinary, right? Well, what if I told you that one of these rare 1990 D Jefferson nickels is now worth a staggering $49 million? Yes, you heard that right. 49 million. This is not a fantasy or speculation. It's real, and today we're going to explore exactly why this coin is so valuable, what makes it unique, and how this modern marvel of American minting history became one of the most talked about coins in existence. The origin of the 1990 D nickel. The year was 1990, and the Denver Mint was busy producing millions of Jefferson nickels. The nickel had long been a staple of American currency, featuring President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his beloved Monticello estate on the reverse. It was not a commemorative issue, not a proof coin, and not even a low mintage run, at least. That's what everyone thought. But deep within the countless coins produced that year, something went incredibly wrong or incredibly right. Depending on how you look at it, a small batch of coins struck at the Denver Mint somehow escaped normal quality control checks and was minted with a bizarre and highly unusual set of die errors. These include doubling on the date, an improperly punched D-mint mark, and microscopic misalignment in the Monticello details. But that's not all. Some of these coins were struck on the wrong planchets, meaning they were printed on blanks not meant for nickels at all, but potentially on silver dime planchets or foreign coin stock. This is where things get very interesting. The discovery that changed everything for nearly 3 decades. These oddball nickels sat in drawers, jars, and junk drawers across the country. Then came a numismatist from California who happened to be browsing coins at a local estate sale. Among piles of loose change, he spotted something that didn't look right. It was a 1990 D nickel that felt slightly lighter, had a unique metallic sheen, and bore doubling on both sides. He sent the coin off to the professional coin grading service for evaluation, and what came back stunned the entire collecting community. This nickel had not only been struck on a planchet used for a foreign silver coin, but it also displayed an ultra-rare double-die obverse, a misplaced mint mark, and a series of strike-through errors caused by minting debris. PCGS labeled it a once-in-a-century error coin, graded it MS69, and designated it as one of the rarest known modern nickels ever authenticated. The value explosion once this discovery was made public. The bidding wars began. Private collectors and institutions began fighting tooth and nail to own this legendary piece of American minting history. In a closed-door auction that took place in late 2024, a mysterious buyer, widely believed to be a tech billionaire and longtime numismatics fan, purchased the coin for a record-setting $49 million. That makes it not only the most valuable Jefferson nickel ever sold, but also one of the most valuable coins of any denomination or ERA. So why would someone pay nearly $50 million for a 5-cent coin? The answer lies in a combination of extreme rarity, mint error complexity, pristine condition, and the growing market of ultra-high-end collectibles. Rare coins have historically appreciated faster than gold, real estate, and even stocks in certain time periods. When you add the fact that only one such example of this 1990 D error nickel has been graded at this level, you have a perfect storm of demand, rarity, and historic significance. What to look for in your own change now comes the part you've been waiting for. Could you have one of these hidden gems sitting in your own pocket change, coin jar, or old family collection? The answer is yes, but with some very important caveats. If you have a 1990D nickel, start by looking closely at the mint mark. If it looks slightly off, punched at an angle, or doubled, that's the first clue. Then examine the date and lettering. Any signs of doubling, particularly on Jefferson's profile or the word Monticello on the reverse, could indicate a valuable error. Next, check the coin's weight. A standard nickel weighs 5 grams. If your coin is significantly lighter or heavier, it may have been struck on an incorrect planchet. Finally, if you notice strange surface textures, strike-through marks, or partial rims, your coin could be a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. In that case, your best bet is to send it to a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC for formal evaluation. The modern coin market and future value at this record-breaking sale, making headlines around the world. The entire market for modern-era coins is exploding. Collectors who once ignored post-1960 nickels are now scouring rolls, buying up unsearched bags, and turning their attention to every small minting anomaly they can find. Experts believe that if another specimen of the 1990D era nickel surfaces, it could fetch even more at auction, especially if it's in uncirculated or proof-like condition. This is more than just a lucky find. It's a reflection of how history, art, minting technology, and the laws of supply and demand can intersect in the most surprising of ways. The coin collecting hobby has been permanently changed by this discovery, and many are now looking to other recent decades for the next big million-dollar surprise. There you have it. The unbelievable true story of a 5-cent coin from 1990 that became a global sensation and fetched a jaw-dropping $49 million. It's a reminder to never underestimate the value of what's in your pocket. That nickel you just tossed on the counter might actually be a national treasure waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, valuable errors, and secret treasures hiding in plain sight, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Your next million-dollar find might be closer than you think. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and never stop believing that the change in your pocket could change your life. End screen suggestion. Watch next. Top 10 rare nickels worth over $1 million, or how to identify mint errors that make coins worth a fortune.